Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And those of you who collect US coins will recognize these, especially if you watch videos on YouTube, because the 1983 United States quarter is one of the most popular videos ever on YouTube, and there's a number of versions of that, and probably my favorite one is the Big D Coins one, which has well over 1 million views. And you kind of wonder, like, what's the big deal about the 1983 quarter? If you look at these two quarters, they look a little bit dirty almost, don't they? That's kind of interesting for these quarters because they aren't dirty. These are actually as close to uncirculated coins as you can get for 1983. If we look at the top, we see it says Liberty. And if we look at those letters, we see it's just really fine. A little bit of deterioration there, but just really kind of nice here. In God We Trust under the chin, a little scratch in that. 1983, little coloring there. And P, pretty good mint mark there from Philadelphia. The 1983 U.S. quarter, they made about 675 million in Philadelphia. And they did something else that makes these quarters really valuable, and that is they did not do any uncirculated sets in 1983. So what happens is you get to 1983 and you're looking for the uncirculated sets, and there aren't any. And so that really changes the quality, because a lot of quality coins come from uncirculated sets. Let's turn this over and take a look at the back. Here's a Philadelphia mint, again, 675 million. Between the two of them, well over a billion, 1.3, 1.4 billion. We turn them over and we can see the quality on the back of these two. So let's magnify it up and take a look. It says United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum here. We have a die crack there. And I don't know if you know about die cracks, but sometimes when these coins are struck, they actually crack a little bit. And so that's why this coin was kept, because of the die crack and because it doesn't have that much wear on the front. We look at the bottom, it says $quarter. We see the eagle holding the arrows facing to this side, the arrow end, the feather end. It says United States of America, E pluribus unum. This looks like a little worn here, but this die crack is a fun thing. And if you find any die cracks like that, keep them, because sometimes collectors will pay tens of dollars, certainly, and sometimes hundreds. Let's look at the back of this one. This one's a little bit better condition, a little bit more the feathers here, but still not great feathers. And so what happened was, and there's a little crack there. So they kept this. These are I borrowed from a collector, and I guess I know now why the collector had them. If we have it like this, you actually see some coloring too. United States of America, E pluribus unum. This is in fine condition, really fine condition, probably almost uncirculated condition, and probably be worth a few dollars. We flip it over and we see it's a pretty good D. So this is the Denver Mint one, worth a few dollars. Now, they did make some uncirculated coins in 1983, and they're hard to get, and you'd have to get them in the proof set, or the San Francisco Mint set, which we can see right here if we can find a way to light it. So it's just a shiny one. It says Liberty at the top, again, In God We Trust here, 1983, and that's the S there. And this is, you can look at the S's in 1983, and we see that there's a few different varieties. They haven't actually typed them, but a few different varieties. We tip this one up on its edge, and we see this is a copper nickel clad copper. So this is not a silver one, but it's still an uncirculated one. But it's so different from this one that you would not confuse it ever with this being an uncirculated mint set. This is, and of course you wouldn't confuse it with the S on it anyway, San Francisco Mint right there. Tip this one over, and we see that this is really a sweet one. Just really shiny at the top. If we look at the eagle, we can see that there's a little tuft of hair that comes from the back of the eagle. The eye's not as fine as it could be, and the beak's not quite as sharp, but it's still pretty good. Remember, in 1983, they were not interested really in you keeping or collecting these coins as much. They were interested in you using them. So they didn't make as many of these. Down at the bottom, it says $quarter. Now, if you want to make the big bucks on a 1983, then this is probably the one that you would like to get. Let me see if we can tip these up just a little bit. Okay. And this one right here, can you tell the difference between the two of these? There's two different S's on here. The preference would be to have this one, which is kind of a little bit flattened at the bottom. I'm not sure if you can even tell the difference. And the collectors like this one a little bit better. So we have two 1983 S's. And they, you know, when you kind of go looking for these, look for the S proof, and then look for, if you can find any of these coins in really fine condition or really colored, look for these. What are they worth? These S proof coins probably worth $4 to $5 each, and they're just kind of sweet looking when you look at them. Again, these coins, see how this one has a little film on it and kind of coloring? The collectors often like these ones better than they like the really shiny ones. And this one, of course, they both had to come from a proof set, but sometimes the different proof sets color different. If you can actually look at the top of Washington's head, it has a little bit more coloring here than this one. And so look for the proof sets if you want the uncirculated. Look for the coloring in the proof sets if you can see it through the plastic. And if you can find some of these in good shape, or if you can find one of these with that die crack that we saw, like this one right here, they are worth some money. Probably certainly up to $10. All right, have a great day from DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And take a look at the other 1983 US quarter videos, because there's some beautiful ones out there.